Jane Leno owns a motorcycle worth $15 million, and that's not even the most interesting part of this story. While most know him for his massive car collection, Leno's motorcycle obsession runs even deeper. From a $25 basket case Honda he restored himself to the most expensive motorcycle ever sold, his two-weed collection tells an incredible story of engineering evolution. Today, we're revealing his top 10 most insane motorcycles, including one that was literally smuggled out of Nazi Germany. And wait until you see number 3. It's so rare that even museums don't know it exists. 1969 Honda CB750 Sandcast. Let's start with what Jay calls the motorcycle that changed everything. But this isn't just any CB750. It's one of the ultra-rare Sandcast models. While most people think Honda mass-produced everything, the first 7,414 CB750s had engines cast in sand molds because Honda wasn't sure the bike would sell. Talk about a billion-dollar gamble. Leno's Sandcast has an incredible story. He found it abandoned in a Los Angeles garage covered in newspapers from 1970. The previous owner had parked it after a minor accident and simply forgotten about it. The kicker? Those newspapers preserved the original candy blue-green paint perfectly. Even the original toolkit was still wrapped in its plastic bag. The technical specs were revolutionary for 1969. A 736cc inline-4 engine producing 67 horsepower, front disc brake, and electric starter. But here's what makes this bike special. It's number 478 off the production line, making it one of the earliest CB750s in existence. The engine cases have slight imperfections from the sandcasting process, something Honda's engineers actually apologized for when they saw the bike at a show in Japan.
1938 Zondop K800. Now here's something you don't see every day. A motorcycle built for Hitler's Wehrmacht that ended up saving Jewish lives. This Zondop's horizontal opposed four-cylinder engine and shaft drive might look like a BMW, but there's a crucial difference. This bike could run on potato alcohol when gasoline wasn't available. The 797cc engine produces 26 horsepower through a 4-speed gearbox, advanced for its time. But what makes this bike truly special is its wartime history. The previous owner's father, a German resistance member, used this exact motorcycle to smuggle Jewish families across the Swiss border. The false bottom of its sidecar could hide 2 children. Leno spent 5 years tracking down the bike after hearing its story from a Holocaust survivor at a car show. When he finally found it in a barn in Bavaria, the bike still contained hidden documents from its resistance days. The restoration preserved these historical artifacts, creating secret compartments in the new seat to house them.
1952 Vincent Black Lightning John Edgar Special. If you think $15 million for the AJS Porcupine is expensive, consider this. Leno turned down a $27 million offer for this Vincent. Why? Because it's the actual bike that Raleigh Free rode to set the American speed record at Bonneville wearing nothing but a bathing suit and a smile. The specifications are mind-bending, even by today's standards. The 998cc V2 engine was pushed to 70 horsepower when a typical family car made about 100. Everything was magnesium or aluminum. Even the wheel rims were specially made by Rolls-Royce's aircraft division. The result? It hit 150.3 miles per hour in 1948, a record that stood for 20 years. The bike came to Leno through John Edgar's son, who wanted it preserved rather than hidden away in a private collection. During restoration, they found Raleigh Free's Lucky Penny still taped inside the fuel tank. Leno kept it there, along with adding his own Lucky Penny beside it.
1931 Indian 4. Most people think Henderson was the only American manufacturer of 4-cylinder motorcycles, but this Indian proves otherwise. What makes this bike special isn't just its engineering, it's the fact that it was originally owned by Steve McQueen, though he never got to restore it. The 1265cc inline-4 engine produces 30 horsepower, but it's how it makes that power that's interesting. The engine is essentially a car engine turned sideways with 4 separate exhaust pipes that create what the Indian called the symphony of power. Each cylinder head is actually interchangeable with a Ford Model A clever bit of parts bin engineering. Leno bought this bike at McQueen's estate sale in 1984, still in Premier. In McQueen's garage, they found his handwritten restoration notes and a box of parts he'd collected. The restoration followed these notes exactly, even tracking down the same type of paint McQueen had ordered but had never used. Today, it's probably the most valuable Indian 4 in existence, though Leno insists it's not for sale at any price.
1975 Ducati 750 SS, green frame. This is the bike Paul Smart rode to victory at Imola in 1972, changing Ducati's fortunes forever. But here's the twist. This isn't just any 750 SS. It's one of the 401 green frame models, and its story is absolutely incredible. The 748cc L-twin engine produces 73 horsepower, revolutionary for its time. Every part was hand-assembled by Ducati's race department, and the frames were painted a distinctive mint green, hence the nickname. But this particular bike was special. It was the development mule for Ducati's first electronic ignition system. Leno discovered this bike in pieces in a Los Angeles garage, where it had been abandoned after a failed customization attempt in 1978. The original owner had no idea what he had. During restoration, they found test notes from Ducati's engineering department still tucked in the tool roll. Even more amazingly, they tracked down one of the original mechanics who built it, who flew from Bologna to help with the restoration. Today, it's one of only 100 known surviving green frames, and arguably the most historically significant. 1927 Henderson Deluxe. Here's a motorcycle that literally helped build Hollywood. Before Jay owned this Henderson, it belonged to a cameraman who filmed some of the first chase scenes in silent movies. The bike's smooth inline-4 engine made it perfect for filming other motorcycles of the era, shook too much for usable footage. The 1300cc engine produces 28 horsepower, which doesn't sound impressive until you learn about its party trick. This Henderson could cruise at 100 miles per hour while using just a quarter of its throttle. The engine was so smooth that riders could balance a nickel on the cylinder head at idle, a party trick Leno still demonstrates. It shows this restoration story is pure Hollywood. Leno found this bike being used as a window display in an antique shop in Burbank, just blocks from NBC Studios. The owner had no idea what it was, thinking it was just an old Harley. The original sidecar, which held movie cameras worth more than the bike itself, turned up years later at a prop auction. Even better, the camera mount still had the original operator's handwritten filming notes from 1927. 1925 BMW R32. Now here's where things get really interesting. The R32 was BMW's first motorcycle, and this one has a secret. During World War II, a Jewish BMW engineer hid this particular bike behind a false wall in Munich. He survived the war and immigrated to America, but never returned to claim it. 50 years later, Leno received a mysterious letter from the engineer's grandson. The R32's 486cc Boxer twin engine only produces 8.5 horsepower, but it established a design philosophy BMW still uses today. The shaft drive, exposed drive shaft, and horizontally opposed cylinders became BMW trademarks. Leno's version is one of only 390 built and one of just 12 known to exist with all original parts. The restoration story is just as fascinating as its history. When Leno acquired it, he insisted on using period-correct materials, even tracking down original German leather for the seat from a company that's been making motorcycle seats since 1873. The paint? It's mixed using the exact formula BMW used in 1925, including materials that would be illegal to use today.
1939 Crocker Big Tank. If you think $15 million for a motorcycle is crazy, consider this. Al Crocker only built 72 motorcycles before World War II ended his dream. This big tank model is one of only 30 surviving examples, and it tells an amazing story of American innovation. Each Crocker was essentially hand-built to order in Los Angeles.
The 10,000cc V-twin engine could be customized to the buyer's specifications. Some produced over 110 horsepower, absolutely insane for 1939. Crocker was so confident in his bikes that he offered to refund any owner who got beaten by a Harley-Davidson. He never had to pay up. Leno's Crocker has an output of 93 horsepower, more than most cars of the era. The restoration took 7 years and cost over $400,000. Why so expensive? Every part had to be hand-fabricated since no spares exist. The gas tank alone required 600 hours to reconstruct using original techniques. Today, this bike is worth over $1.2 million, but its historical value is priceless.
1955 Vincent Black Shadow, the world's first superbike. That's what they called the Vincent Black Shadow. But Jay's version has a twist. This particular bike was owned by Hunter S. Thompson, who wrote about it in Song of the Sausage Creature. Thompson claimed it was too fast to live and too young to die, and he wasn't exaggerating. The specs were otherworldly for 1955, a 998cc V-twin producing 55 horsepower, capable of 125 miles per hour when most bikes struggled to hit 100. Each engine was bench tested for 100 hours before installation. Imagine that kind of quality control today. The black engine wasn't just for show, it was a special high-temperature cooling developed for RAF night fighters during World War II. Leno found this bike in pieces, literally scattered across 3 states. The engine was in Colorado, the frame in Utah, and the original instruments turned up at a swap meet in California. The restoration took 4 years, with Leno insisting on keeping Hunter's modifications, including a special bracket for holding his, let's say, recreational supplies.
1918 Harley-Davidson 18J. Now here's a bike that survived World War I. Only one of 86 military-spec 18Js known to exist. This Harley has bullets still embedded in its frame from its service in France. But that's not even the craziest part of the story. The 989cc FAD twin engine produces just 15 horsepower, but it's what this engine represented that matters. Every single part was machined to be interchangeable with other 18Js, a revolutionary concept in 1918. The olive drab paint contains actual mud from the French battlefields, preserved under clear coat during restoration. Leno discovered this bike in a barn in Wisconsin, where it had been stored since 1920. The original owner, a World War I veteran, left instructions that it should never be sold, only given to someone who would preserve its history. His family chose Leno after seeing how he maintained his other military vehicles. The restoration used only original 1918 parts, some sourced from archaeological digs at former military bases.